Yo, what is fucking up, YouTube? What's up, Tammy? What's up, Justin? Appreciate it. Tonight we got special guest Ken up here from. If you want to give him
What's
it so
up?
I don't butcher it like I did last night. Um. So anyway, that's big. Can you? No, I can't hear you. You can't hear? Well.
Oh, he
Big
must have had
Derek
to come back in. Could you hear me now?
I hear you.
All right. Just LMK, like, let me know. But it's not let me know. My daughter's names are Lexus, Mercedes, and Kira. So that's why the LMK is. But
That's what I drive. I love it.
oh, yeah. So how you doing tonight?
Not bad, bro. Last night was a very interesting conversation we had.
Loved it.
Yeah. Can you hear now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Sweet. Okay, so back to the show. There's my co-host, Big Derek. You guys all know him. He's a celebrity around here. Big baller over there, making tons of moves and all that. About to be on TV
Big
soon.
baller.
The Reptile Love Show. Where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. What's up, Ken?
Not much, man. How's it going?
I can't complain, man. So you said you don't like that I got a Savannah monitor, man?
No, I didn't. Who said that?
I'm talking to BPL.
It's not that I want one.
Yeah, I mean, I want one.
It's pretty dope, bro. It's pretty dope.
No, yeah, dude, I fucking want a Savannah. Dude,
I just got it. So on my birthday on Valentine's Day, I got a new Pac-Man frog. Then I just got a new Savannah monitor, and I'm going to a Reptile Expo in the morning.
Heck yeah. That's what's up. I
Oh, no,
basically just adopted 4 females off of my daughter. I mean, they're her snakes, but I'm taking care of them and kind of have the breeding process to them. They're all smaller ones, but there's some pretty decent ones in there.
You just do ball pythons, right?
Yeah. I have plans on expanding someday, but I want to really lock down this ball python before I really expand.
I mean, I'm happy with my Toon Great Basilisk. They'll be pretty dope when they're fully grown.
Have you had your first clutch yet?
No, but it's about to drop any day now.
Oh man, so you got it in an incubator?
No, it's about to drop from the snake. She's laying on her side. She's nesting. Everything. Look, the signs are there. It just I haven't seen no eggs yet. I got about 5 females this year. I think they're good. I don't have an ultrasound, so I'm just winging it.
So you're just palpating.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how you got to start. You got to start somewhere. Palpate, stack your money up, get your ultrasound.
Yeah, that's going to be the first big thing I think I buy is an ultrasound.
Right, I'm not no breeder yet, but I'm not a breeder yet. I'm not a breeder yet, but the way the world is going, I'm definitely gonna need to start breeding because the way these laws are going, they hit in every state. It's just learn how to breed, keep your own Moses Ark at your house, man. Because pretty soon you won't be able to go to the store and get none. I don't think.
Really?
Eventually, yeah.
You ain't seen the laws?
I've seen recently, yeah.
I mean,
so many have popped up.
I've been reading into what U.S. Ark is doing, and I mean, it's scary.
I love what U.S. Ark is doing, but right now we're not winning. We're not winning the fight.
We're not winning now, no.
Hell, they just banned a whole bunch of shit in Georgia. Every time you look up, they're banning shit.
Yeah. Didn't they ban tegus in Florida?
They banning shit. Every time you look up, they banning something new. It's almost hard to keep track of it. So that's what I tell people. Like it's right now in this day and age, it's that time to where you need to learn how to breed. Just keep stuff at your house because pretty soon our kids won't be able to go get reptiles.
Yeah.
The way the world, if we stay on the path that we're on.
Yeah, something's got to change for sure.
Well, but anyways, man, welcome to the show, man. Let's start the show, man, and talk about some of these stories, man. The first story, let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's read it.
So it's going to be a picture first.
I'll get your opinion on this. An experienced reptile keeper is in jail because he has animals and that he was caught having animals without having a permit. This is him. This is the guy. A court has been told a well-known Tasmanian reptile handler did not obtain a permit to keep a carpet python or a blotched blue-tongued skink, despite the reptiles allegedly being found in his possession by wildlife officers. Bruce Charles Press, who shot to prominence when he discovered a snake with a rare genetic condition in 2015, has pleaded not guilty to a charge of possession of a controlled animal, not a substance, a controlled animal that has been brought into the state. The possession of protected wildlife without a permit. The Hobart Magistrate Court heard wildlife officers executed a search warrant at a Swansea home on the east coast of Tasmania in May of 2019, which resulted in the seizure of a carpet python and a dead blotched blue-tongued skink. It is also alleged wildlife officers found a tiger snake in a plastic bag in the freezer, a dry snake carcass in the fireplace, frozen baby snakes in a bottle, and a headless snake in the bedroom. Department of Primary Industries, Parks, Water, and Environment Wildlife Ranger Amy Lewis was one of several officers who executed the search warrant and told the court the defendant had her carpet python came home from northern Tasmania. He said it was previously owned by someone who had kept it as a pet but didn't give any more details than that, she said. The court was also shown body camera footage from wildlife officers during the search of the property, where Miss Lewis can be heard telling the man, "I'm here to see what reptiles you have." A man then replies, "I haven't had any reptiles in a while because I don't have a permit." Oh, that is apart from the deceased snakes. Wow. The court heard that the live snakes were taken to the DIP, blah, 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 Newtown Research Laboratories in Tasmania, while other items were secured in a Caesar store. Okay. Matthew Paza, who was an invasive species biologist at the place, told the court he was able to identify the reptiles when they came in and looked at the structures of the animal, the scales pattern on the head, the general appearance, and coloration. The arrangement of the scales on the head were key markers that set carpet pythons apart from other snakes. The pattern of scale on his head is vastly more complex than anything we have in Tasmania. So they don't have carpet pythons. The court also heard that while Mr. Press did have a permit to possess protective wildlife issued to him in 2017 for reptiles such as a tiger snake and a copperhead, he did not have a permit or permission to keep a carpet python and did not apply for one. Mr. Prez did not appear in court for the hearing, but prosecutor Elizabeth Bolognoff made an application to the magistrate for the matter to be heard without him being present. The matter will return to court in April. So let's talk about that. He's a snake keeper. Obviously has snake experience.
Obviously not taking care of his snakes well enough if there's all dead ones around.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on this? He got caught keeping a carpet. In a nutshell, he got caught keeping a carpet python and a blue blotched tongue skink without a permit, and now he's basically going to court for it. How does that make? What's your opinion on that story?
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel if they would have went there and found like immaculate keeping of these animals, they would have been probably much easier on him. But since there was, I mean, the frozen one was apparently for something that he was feeding.
Right.
But I think they would have been lighter on him if he would have kept his animals a little better.
But see, I don't know though, because dead snakes don't necessarily mean you're a bad keeper. Because I have friends that have dead snakes at their house, and they make wet specimens. I don't know if you know what a wet specimen.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, it just sounded to me when you was reading that he wasn't a good keeper, and that's the impression that I got.
Yeah, even still though, my thing is, stories like this scare me because I think that's what the world is going to be resorting to. You can't keep. I mean, it's Tasmania. They don't have carpet pythons, but this isn't a venomous snake. Why do you need a
permit for it in the first place?
To fucking keep a carpet python. I think that this is bullshit. I don't care about the dead snakes because, like I said, I would need a little more information on the dead snakes. But to me, it's just like I said, I think that this is just another story of a country or a state or a city like Tasmania saying, okay, the snake won't kill you, but we want you to have permits. You can't keep this without a permit. I think it's just complete bullshit. You know what I mean?
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very foul.
I think it's a little ticky-tacky. If he's had permits for other snakes, I mean, I think, other snakes to be included in these permits. You shouldn't have to get one for rat snakes, king snakes, ball pythons. Each individual one. Maybe like pythons count all pythons. If you have one for pythons, that includes bloods, carpets, whatever. If you have one for colubrids, that includes any kind of colubrids.
Okay. So let me just say this. This is just because I really haven't got to touch on this. So let me just say this though. The whole permit thing is really retarded. I think it's smart on some degree, if you want to hear me out, and that's burn meats and retics. I get it. Maybe you do. Maybe just to make sure, because people in Florida, we see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like they're everywhere. But like you're saying, why do I need a permit? That's like you saying, hey, if you get that corn snake, we need your ID, we need your social. If you got a passport, I need your banking info. I'm like, man, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Can this thing kill me?
Exactly. For me, I think that the permit system is just dumb. I don't mind permits, and if it's a snake that can seriously, yeah, exactly, like Australia. I think that if it's a snake that could kill you, then I don't mind you having a permit. I think you should need. For me, I've owned a venomous snake before, and once I owned it, I realized I wasn't ready for that. This ain't for me. I think that if a snake can kill you, like a retic, I've seen stories of retics wrapping around people's necks and killing them. If this snake can suffocate you or kill you, then yeah, you need a permit. But I don't think if it's a carpet python, a fucking grass snake, I don't think that. I think that these states that are asking you to get permits, I think it's complete bullshit. I think that guy should. Great. I think they should let that guy go.
I feel depending on the state of his animals. If the state of his animals was really bad, then maybe he should face some kind of charges.
Well, okay.
I mean, summary offenses.
Go ahead.
Summary offenses, not court. Just summary offenses.
Yeah.
My opinion.
So Iron Dog did just say though, some countries, if your snake dies, you have to keep it up for 6 months in the freezer. So maybe it's some research thing, and maybe what I'm saying, maybe that was food later down. But it's kind of weird where he got the permit in 2017 for a tiger snake, and they found a tiger snake frozen in his freezer.
Well, Iron Dog, I think that's fucking stupid. Australia, did you read what he said? Australia requires permits on all snakes.
On all snakes, yeah.
I would never, if that was the case, I'd move out of Australia. I would never live there.
Agree.
If Kansas ever did some shit like that, I'm gone. Me and my family, we're gone. Yeah. What's up to everybody in the chat, man? In case y'all didn't know, your boy got some new animals, man. I'm going to a reptile expo in the morning. Might catch something new. I don't know. I might take y'all with me, man. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
BPL, get some new animals, man, for my collection is killing yours, man. No, I'm just kidding.
It's already killing me.
How many snakes do you got, Ken?
I have 26 here right now, and I'm paying on 4 more.
20? You about to have damn near 30 snakes. Yeah. Shit.
And I didn't have 0 this time last year.
You smart, man. Like I said, you learning how to breed. I think that this is the best time to learn, man. All my friends are breeders, so I already know the game. Right. Once I'm ready to start, once I get a bigger place, I'm
nothing.
So in.
I know nothing about snakes like last year at this time, but I've done so much reading and so much studying and so much just, paying attention to what's going on. No, I don't think I know what I'm doing. I'm still, faking it till I make it, but I'm pretty knowledgeable in the area now.
Right. Okay. I don't know, man.
I mean, we had that was a good conversation.
Yeah, that conversation we had last night, that was intense.
Oh, y'all was live?
Loved it.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Y'all think about doing a show?
He just come, asked me if I wanted to do a show with him. So yeah, why not? Me and Ball Python Love might be coming out with something. So
y'all should, dude.
I just like doing it.
I still want to also keep the Reptile Love show where, what I'm saying, you and I still do our thing once a week. That'd be dope. Because I do like doing this one with you because, I mean, you pretty much.
How could you choose me over Derek anyways? He's so much better looking than me.
That's a little too far.
You're silly, man. Anyway,
I'm just joking with you guys.
Y'all are silly, man. Let's bring up the next story. London. Now, this is in London. London City Council votes to stop proposed reptile zoo in its tracks.
Now let's show the picture.
Keep zoos out of London. You see this book? Like, if I was her, I would. If I was next to her, I'd throw my Coke on her. Here, now I hope you see.
Yes.
London City Council has voted against moving forward with a proposed amendment to its animal control bylaw that would allow a reptile zoo, Reptilia, to show exotic pets at Westmount Mall. Council voted 6-9 on Tuesday against allowing a public participation meeting to go ahead and march on the issue. The meeting is a requirement for changing the bylaw, so Tuesday's vote essentially stops Reptilia from displaying exotic animals, which the bylaw prohibits. Questions and debate at council whether Reptilia should be allowed to operate in London have been going on for more than 5 years. Councillors who support the amendment argue that the company has a good track record of operating at its existing locations in Vaughan and Whitby. Supporters also point out that Reptilia's potential to be a tourist draw with the potential to breathe new life into the half-empty mall. Opponents, however, have argued that allowing a reptile zoo will have the effect of encouraging ownership of exotic pets that can be difficult to keep humanely. About a dozen opponents have came to council chambers Tuesday, some tooting signs to implore councilors to vote down the amendment to keep Reptilia from operating here. Among them was Diane Fortney, who said she has safety concerns about allowing snakes and other animals to have close contact with people. Council has spent enough time and should be able to hear loud and clear the community does not want a zoo here in London, she said. We didn't want it. We're so glad it's not coming. And this shows you members of the council. Members of the council who voted in favor of the amendment were Corrine, Jerry, Peter, Paul, Stephen, and Susan. Those who voted against it was Mayor. Damn, the mayor said no. Mayor, Heldy, Sean, all those blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the next page. Those who voted, with the vote of full council in the books, councilors will not be able to revisit the decision for another year unless more than 70% of councilors vote to reopen the issue. Now, how does it make you feel, man? London basically did this to reptiles.
That is sick. That makes me sick in my stomach. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Because I don't know if you know or heard about what I'm trying to get into doing. I'm 4 years clean from all drugs. I stopped, and these things really helped me through, the last year. They occupied my mind, and they provided a spark to my life after that, and I think there's a lot of therapeutic value in these snakes. And I'm actually, I got a phone call this week from a gentleman that runs a program to put people that went to jail for narcotics back to work. And I'm actually in the mix of setting up a seminar with him to present these as emotional support animals. I'm also thinking about going as far as opening a nonprofit for this and really pushing it and trying to take it nationwide. Reptiles for recovery, and then Hets for vets. I got 2 ideals.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. I think that kudos to you, man. Like I said, that's great that you're doing that. I think London is missing out. I do think the people that were for it should have did a little more. They should have held like a presentation. You could have went and, hey, let's have these people bring some snakes, or let's have these people bring some reptiles to show you that they're not dangerous. Let's show. It's almost like weed. It's so many benefits of reptiles, and what I mean by that is, they didn't want weed in where I live. They didn't want weed. They're like, no weed is illegal. They just made the shit legal, because they know that they're gonna make so much money off this shit.
Because they're gonna make money.
The same with this mall. If you would have allowed Reptilia to open this reptile zoo, you would have brought jobs, you would have brought tax money, you would have encouraged reptile keeping, but I think that a lot of people, I think it would have benefited a lot of people. It's just sad to see that it's something that I'm not going to London ever, because you don't want reptiles at this. It's not the whole state. It's not the whole place of London, but it's like certain provinces. And in this one province, they just like no reptiles. So that's a province that I'll never want to go to because of their attitude towards reptiles.
I would like to ask those people that voted against it if they've ever looked into just simply a ball python.
Right.
Have you ever really looked into it and seen like it's more than just a snake? I mean, I don't.
What do you think about it, BPL? Like, what's your take on it, man? Not London, but this place in London, this province, basically says, you know what, Reptilia is not coming here. No reptiles. Down with reptiles. What do you think about that? You think they did it wrong? You think they had a good idea? What do you think they could have did differently? How do you think that they could have got this passed?
Okay, so not to put some what we call major breeders here in the U.S. I'm shocked that it happened before because of all the breeders over there that have morphs that we don't even fucking have.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? For a lot of reptile, and I was reading the chat and all that, so I do agree with Tammy on this because she did say that something about people in the reptile keepers need to vote better people into office. I agree. For me, it's fucking retarded. I have to say it's fucking retarded. Like, this is some dumb shit. So you're saying like you might be changing the world for some little kid that wants to go to the reptile zoo and be like, and that kid grows up to be like, I'm just saying, like, it might not happen for everybody, but there might be that one kid that's like, yeah, I remember going to the reptile zoo and he comes to the next fucking Steve Irwin. Like, you don't know.
Right. I guarantee there would be at least, a kid a day that inflicts, and really touches, because coming from a person that was taught on the only good snake is a dead snake, and I've only been innocent in a year, you know what I mean? Like, these things are amazing. They truly are.
I think I agree with you, man. It's like, how do you know that the next Brian Barczyk ain't in London, it's in that exact province, and now you just basically stop the next Brian Barczyk from being invented. You just stop the next. You just stop the next Jay Brewer from, this could be potentially London's Steve Irwin. And now you just crush it away. So it's like something that could happen or never be. What's up to everybody in the chat, man? You got a lot of people here, BPL. Iron Dog, Kara Shea, Solo, Tammy, Starry Native, My Animal House. What's up, everybody showing up, man? We appreciate y'all for stopping by.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
But no, that is really fucked up, man. Like, that is beyond fucked up.
Right. And let's take a minute too now. We're talking about Brian Barczyk. Let's take a moment of silence for him, man. You see, he just got cancer, and he's fighting through it, man. So I think that's sad, man. I don't wish cancer on nobody, whether it be Iron Dog, whether it be Brian Barczyk. I don't care who you are. Nobody deserves cancer. That shit sucks. So.
If everyone could do me a favor in the chat and, say something positive or something prayer-like for Brian Barczyk, I truly appreciate it. And if he doesn't see it, of course, I mean, it is what it is. But
put some positivity out there, man.
Without him and a few of these other guys, like, think about what he's
where
done.
would we be?
Like, we could all bitch, like, back in the day, oh, you did live feedings, and, like, we're going to blame you for this and blame you for that. But look at what he's done to the reptile community. I have no hatred for that man. I have total respect for love. And Brian Barczyk is a fucking legend, and he will always be a legend.
Yep. Don't give up, bro. Keep fighting.
Nothing but peace and positivity. Keep fighting, man. That shit ain't no joke to play with, man. I don't wish cancer on no. All right, man. Let's keep going, man. Let's bring up the next story. Hopefully y'all enjoying the show. I don't know if you've been keeping up with what's going on in Florida, but there was a viral video of an elderly woman walking her dog, and a crocodile literally zooms. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Hope somebody in the chat has seen it. Literally, a crocodile, alligator, zooms out of the water, tries to grab the dog and grabs her, ends up pulling her down and just killing her. Now, I want to read the title. Alligator attack. 85-year-old woman killed by gator with her dog in St. Lucie, Florida. I don't know. And before we talk about it, anybody in the chat seen that story? I have.
That I read about it after you sent it to me, and
Now let's go to the next one. This is her. This is them trying to rescue her. They actually have a video of it, and somebody actually caught it on film, and they're just like yelling, screaming, "Oh my God, it's got her! It's got her! It's got her!" Now let's talk about. Let's read the story. 80. Oh, hold on, real quick. Keep that up though. Tammy said, "I have seen it." Yep, I have seen it. Yep. This is a real story in Florida, and I think that this is why they're pushing a lot of these laws. But this could have been prevented. An 85-year-old woman was killed Monday after an incident involving an alligator in Southeast Florida, according to wildlife officials. The FWC Commission responded to Monday to a 911 call, which I've seen that video, about an apparent alligator bite in Lucie, Florida, the FWC said. FWC spokesperson Irie Chandler told CNN that the woman was with her dog when the incident happened. The dog survived, although its condition is currently unknown. CNN affiliate WPT TV reported an alligator grabbed the woman's dog, and when she tried to get the dog back, she somehow fell victim to the gator. St. Lucie County Sheriff Ken Mascara told WPT he estimated the alligator to be close to 11 feet long. The woman was recovered, and the alligator involved in the incident was captured by a contracted alligator trapper, the FWC said. So they recovered her body. Our thoughts and deepest sympathies are with the families and friends of the victim, the FWC said. According to the statement, serious injuries caused by alligators are rare in the state of Florida. The FWC places the highest priority on public safety and administers a statewide nuisance alligator program to address complaints concerning specific alligators believed to be a threat to people, pets, or property, the statement said.
I don't know if there's any more on it.
Oh, that's fine. If that's the last one, that's fine.
Is this it?
That's it. That's the next story. Let's bring that out. Okay. Now, give me your takes. Actually, I'll go first, and then I'll get y'all take on it. I think that this could have been prevented. I'm going to be real with you. Whoever, and I hate to say it, this is just my opinion. But whoever, and I get it, elderly people can be stubborn. I work with them all the time. I work in geriatrics, so I know. But at the end of the day, I think that this lady's family should be charged because this lady's 85 years old. Why would nobody want her? She should have been in a nursing home, and if she's at her home, somebody should have been watching her. An 85-year-old lady does not need to be out by herself because anything could happen. She could be mugged, killed, walk into the street with dementia, don't know where she's at. And obviously something was wrong because anybody that's not in their right mind that's going to try to get a dog back from an 11-foot alligator. So I think that this was a obvious case of neglect because, my grandma's not going to be outside. She's 85 years old. Grandma, sit down. I love you, Grandma, but sit down. I hate to say that, but sit down. I'm going outside. And I'm walking by the river. You can fall in and drown. Sit down, Grandma, or I'm going with you. You know what I'm saying? You want to go walk by the river? Let me go with you. You know what I mean? So I think that her family should have did better, and that's just my opinion. You guys, and I'll start with Ken since you're the guest. What's your take on this, man? What do you think about this story? Do you think that it could have been prevented? What do you think is going on with this?
I definitely think that an 85-year-old woman shouldn't really be out by herself. That's a very valid point. But I hate hearing things like this because, with us having reptiles, it just gives them a bad name. And, we have captive bred animals. We don't have wild snakes. We have, snakes that's been, captive bred for 20 years, in their lineage or whatever, So, I don't like the reputation that, all reptiles get from something like that could be unprevented.
I agree. BPO, what's your take on it? And real quick, before you give me your take on it, think about your take on it for a second, and I'm gonna read the chat for a second. Moose Almighty said he heard about it. Tammy said Camp Kennan talked about it. A couple people said that they have actually heard about it and seen the story. And Tammy said the elderly still want their independence. I agree, but when there's a certain age, you still and I hate to say this, but at a certain age, you need somebody with you. When you're walking that close to a river, a lake, too much bad shit can happen. So I agree with you though. She definitely wanted her independence, but it's just too much bad shit can happen that close to water. So BPM, give me your take on it. What do you think should happen to the family? Do you think it could have been prevented? Do you think that this is ammunition for the FWC in their fight against reptiles? Go ahead, talk about it.
So I got to start off by saying it sucks that she died. I am sorry for her loss and her family's loss. But at the same time, this might not have been her way of going. But if I could choose a way of going out, it'd be by any reptile. I wouldn't really give a shit.
You're silly.
It could be a gardener snake. I'm just saying that would probably be like, because I could be her age, 70 what? 70?
85.
Or 85, sorry, way off. 85. I want to tell my sons, get the fuck away from me. I know what the fuck I'm doing, motherfucker. Like, back the fuck up.
Yeah, but they still gonna go with you. You can fight. You can fight.
Your
son loves you. He's still going with you.
Right?
Is it fucked up she died? Yeah, no, it really is. But I mean, does it make reptiles look bad? They need to look at it in two different perspectives, and I'm about to put both of them in front of you. One is perspective is if you look at somebody that raises alligators and crocodiles and caimans, which I know a couple of YouTubers that do that. Just for one knowing, Gator Pool Gators, right? Good guy, right? He does his thing. But then you think about a wild alligator, right? And then if you look at the death ratio, right? Keepers aren't dying. People from the wild shit, like, it's fucked up she died, but at the same time, it is what it's like. Should they hate reptiles? No. Did she make the wrong fucking move? Yes. I mean, if you know alligators are in that water, why would you walk so close to the water?
Why would you walk your dog so close to the water?
Dementia. Elderly people have
trying to kill the dog off. No, I'm just joking.
Because it was just a little tiny dog. You know what I mean? It probably wasn't no big dog this 85-year-old woman's walking.
So you don't think that the family should have been there? You don't blame the family?
No, man. Like, once again, I could be 85. I'm not gonna want my sons to be like, here, let me help, motherfucker. Look, I raised you. All right.
If my son lets me walk by water when I'm 85 and I die, I'm hunting his ass.
I'm hunting his ass.
That means you don't love me. You don't love me. I don't care. I could fight, yell. If you don't care enough about me to walk with me by a lake that's filled with gators, and I fall in and die, you know I'm 85. I damn near need a walker, damn near need a cane. Nah, I think I love your opinion, BPL, but I disagree. I think that when there's a certain age involved, when you're damn near 90 years old, somebody needs to be there. Even if it's not your family, a caregiver, an in-house nurse. Hey, you want to walk by the river? Let me go with you. You can yell all you want. I'm still going.
Right. I agree with that.
Like, it's too much shit in this world. The world we live in is a fucked up world. You think about all the robbers, rapists, and there's
no. Okay, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah. But you got to put it in perspective. Like, I at least I do like this. Like, if it was my wife and she was like, I want my son to walk me around at 85. Yeah, I understand. Go for it. If it was me, no. Like, give me my fucking goddamn space.
Whatever you want. Up. If your son loves you, he's still gonna go with you. My dad can say whatever he wants. Sit down, get out of my face, Derek. I'm still going with you, Dad. Come on, let's go. You want to go walk? Let's go, Pops.
Right.
But if I die, if you let me go and I die, doesn't matter. Even if it doesn't matter, you can still get around. Bad shit's still gonna happen. So somebody needs to be there. You walk and you slip in the grass and hit your damn head and you laying there bleeding and nobody knows because nobody's with you.
I know I ain't letting my 85-year-old grandma walk without me watching her.
You better hear me.
If I was 85, I'm not trying to hit 100, okay? I'm trying to get before that.
I am. I want to hit 103. Why not?
Right. I don't know. To each his own. Everybody has their own opinion. I think it's a crazy story. In my opinion, like I said, somebody should have been there. So I think that is You know, somebody should be held accountable in the family. Like I said, just I'm sad to see her go. I think it's shitty that it happened because it gives the FWC ammunition. It's like, hey, people died from this. Now let's go. Let's kill them. Who's to say next year there won't be a fucking alligator hunting fest where they go out and shoot 5,000 alligators?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They do it with rattlesnakes, rattlesnake roundup, Burmese python roundup. Florida's known for rounding shit up. Who's to say next year Governor DeSantis doesn't say, you know what, I just want to kill all the alligators. This dude is an evil. He like a Austin Powers, a super evil villain. Shit. Let's just kill them all. What? That's your solution?
But you gotta think, if we kill off any species of animal, right? It does hurt, it hurts everybody.
Right?
It does. Everything.
Governor DeSantis don't mind that shit. Burmese python, kill them. Kill them all.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that before too. Like, where they actually had a contest on who could kill the most Burmese, and it was fucking pathetic.
Right? Shit's crazy, man. I don't know. Sad story, man. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for being here, Ken. Let's go ahead and go to the next story. Since we're talking about the FWC, I think that this is a great story. Here lately, man, the FWC's been on a roll, man. Reptile breeders fear the FWC permits. Regulations could run them out of business. Breeders are in an uproar in Florida. Austin Harris broke down his business to FWC commissioners Thursday morning. We ship 50,000 wild-caught iguanas out of the state every year, and we pay taxes on it and feed our families, Harris explained. But reptile breeders say denied permits have halted business for underground reptiles. This is a huge company down in Florida. We know Ryan Gitman. I know Ryan. I talked to Ryan before. Huge business in Florida. I'm about to actually get him on the podcast. Reptile breeders say denied permits have halted business for underground reptiles due to regulations on green iguanas and tegu lizards. You want them out of the state. We want them out of the state. So our agenda says we're on the same page, he said. The regulations date back a year when the FWC voted to add 16 reptiles, including iguanas and tegus, to a list of prohibited species. It allowed current owners to keep their pets, but they must get permits. The FWC says breeding for commercial sale is allowed until June 2024. Wow. So come June 2024, you will not be go back because I want to read that again because that's insane.
Yeah.
The FWC says breeding for commercial sale is allowed until June 2024. So if I understand correctly, that means next year.
Hold on. We're gonna dive into that.
Hold on. I still want to talk about it.
Okay, well, let's talk about that for a second. I want to take it down.
Put the neck up. What are you doing? You're right, BP. Let's come back because that's crazy. That's crazy. If I'm reading that right, that's crazy. Let's go to the next page. There is no way for me to house 200 plus tegus indoors, Gitman said. Which they also said that all reptiles should not be housed outside anymore. And Ryan Gitman said I would have to spend $500,000 building a proper building, and even in that case, I still have to get out of them within 3 years.
One more, or two more, actually.
Gitman went on to discuss what will happen to his family-run business. This represents what's left of my company now, he stated, holding up a picture of his staff to commissioners, with some of them covered up with a black marker. 35% of them are gone, and it's only going to get worse. Help me, please, guys. I plan on spending the rest of my life taking care of animals in my backyard. I'm going to go out of business. Stephen Brazil of Extreme. Ooh, that's powerful. I'm about to call Ryan. I got to call Ryan. Stephen Brazil of Extreme Exotics says the back and forth over permits has put a lot of work on hold. It's a lot of animals I haven't been able to save or put forth, he said. I've got a lot of companies building big lagoons for these animals. We've really put forth a huge effort into doing this, but with spending time fighting over permits, my legal team going back and forth is a pain. FWC says they created a TAG, which is Technical Assistance Group, to coordinate with the pet industry and other stakeholders. On Wednesday, the commission approved staff to move forward with additional rules to address concerns discussed at the TAG meetings. Fox 13 asked the FWC what happens to the reptiles if they are confiscated, but we have not heard back at this time. That's insane. So reptile breeders in Florida, man, I'm not even gonna give my take on this yet because that shit is insane. Ken, what do you think about this?
That's
FWC
whack.
is cracking down even harder. And reptile breeders are scared. I know Ryan Gitman. I've talked to Ryan Gitman. I don't do no capping. I've talked to a lot of people. I've talked to him because I wanted Underground Reptiles on my podcast. This is insane.
Yeah.
Give me your
This
take.
is whack. This
No,
is just,
after June 2024, no more reptile breeding for commercial sales.
That means, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I mean that is taking it out. I mean, they're taking it out. They're deleting it. They don't want them there. They said it. They don't want them there, and they're trying to get them out of there. And they're taking steps to do so. And that's just terrible. That's
So
That's
if
a
I may,
shame. To people that probably don't understand a thing about them.
so I do have to say this. Before I answer or give my opinion on this, Derek, can you do me one favor? Can you repeat the date? June
2024.
No more commercial, right? So think
Right.
about this.
Pull it back
Think
up.
about
Let's
this.
read it. Pull it back up. Let's read it. I want it in black and white. Let's say it one more time. In Florida, the FWC says breeding for commercial sale is allowed until June 2024. Now let's leave that up there. Let's leave that up there for 1 second. I want to break that down. If I'm reading this correctly, that means come June 2024, there is no more reptile breeding. Period.
This is what I'm getting at, right? So I'm going to leave it up for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But I want everyone to really read that last sentence because that means ball pythons. I mean, that means if you're doing
No, that don't mean ball pythons. They're just saying with iguanas and tegus, the things that was on the list.
16 reptiles.
Well,
including iguanas and tegus. I want to see that list of what reptiles are on there.
And it
exactly.
even to me, if you break it down, commercial sale, Ryan Gitman is telling you like, all right, let's take that down. To me, it just blows my mind. BPO, go ahead, keep going. Were you still going?
No, go ahead.
No.
To me, this blows my mind because I know a lot of reptile keepers. I'm tapped in Florida. Like I know a lot of keepers in Florida. So to think about what, and he even said it. Look at my business. 35% of my workers are already gone. If you keep doing these rules, if you keep doing these permits, if you get it to where we can't sell these animals, I'm done. There is no more Underground Reptiles. Underground Reptiles is huge. And on YouTube, they got almost 400. I think they got like 350,000 subscribers or something like that. They're huge. Ryan Gitman is a big deal. I think that is crazy. I think that the FWC is not playing. They're if something doesn't change, reptile, I give it to 2024, 2025. I'd say I give reptile keeping 3 years in Florida, and they'll be gone. From Florida, I mean, not everywhere else.
What's up, Brad?
I give reptiles 3 years in Florida, they're gonna be obliterated. I mean, it'll almost have to be like
eventually it's gonna hit the ball pythons. It's gonna hit so many other common normal species that you won't think like you're gonna overlook. Like it's gonna happen if they're starting with these ones already. That's only the start of it. It's gonna keep going till you can't sell anything.
If something doesn't change, Florida's fucked.
Yeah.
This is crazy. What do you think about it, BPL? What do you think about it, Ken? You think it's crazy, Ken?
If I had lived in Florida,
it's just nuts.
Immediately.
I never
disheartening.
moved to Florida ever. And it's
It's
hot,
disheartening.
beaches, water, women in bikinis. I don't give a damn. I'm not moving there.
No, it's not worth it. Like with all the laws, like I'd rather have my snakes than even go to any of the cities in Florida. Like it's not worth it.
That line though is the most powerful. That's out of that whole article. That's the most. I get that he's losing workers, but to me that blows my mind. No more commercial breeding. No more breeding for commercial use. To sell these reptiles after June 2024. If you're caught breeding and selling these, you're fucked.
Yeah,
that's huge.
I think it's going to start a black market for reptiles
in Florida for sure. Oh yeah, it's no different in Kansas. It's like I don't do drugs. I don't need big ass army style guns. But there's a black market, in Kansas. And same with any other state. I'm sure. If you have the right amount of money and the right phone number to call, you can get anything you want. And I'm sure that's the way it'll be with reptiles. If you have the right money, and the right phone number, you can buy any snake you want because they're going to go underground. So.
Yeah, like I'd like to bring that point up that Kara just said. She said you can't buy a snake, but you could buy heroin. These people are setting up like centers for like junkies to go to, so they get clean needles and good heroin that don't have fentanyl. Like if you're an addict, the state is providing you with your freaking drugs, but you won't let us own reptiles. Get out of here.
I will be bringing. Trust and believe. I will be bringing Ryan Gitman on the podcast very soon. I think next week. Next week I'm bringing Cusco and Billy from Mutation Creation. And then after that, I think I'm gonna go for Ryan. I think I'm gonna hit him up and bring him on so he can talk about what's going on in Florida. So.
See, but you got next guest. You got next guest. You got one. I got one. Now it's your turn. You know what I'm
saying? You're silly. Anyways, man, crazy story, man. Florida's fucked. I hope that shit gets better for them. Shit got to change down there, man. Let's bring up the next story. I definitely feel for Gitman, man, because underground reptiles is huge. Anyways, man, on the positive stuff. Acton Youth launching reptile sitting service. And in essence, this is a babysitting service for reptiles. And I'm
clapping my hands.
Local residents with geckos, lizards, and more will be well cared for when they go on vacation, thanks to Reptile Sitting by Kate.
Okay, well.
This is Kate holding one of her animals.
Okay.
Hold on. Go back. Ken, I know I suck in morphs, but bonus points. You got 30,000 ball pythons. What's the morph on that ball python? Give it to me real quick.
Banana. Sorry.
Yeah, that's banana. Looks like, I don't know, it looks like a banana clown.
Is it?
Or Carmel albino.
All right. I guess you got it. Now, this isn't your average pet care service. Acton teen Kate Gruston Dorse has taken her love for animals of a scaly variety and launched a reptile sitting service. This 15-year-old is ready to use her unique skills with reptiles and amphibians to ensure they don't go neglected when local residents go on vacation. The care demands of her 4 pets made Gruston wonder if there's a market for this service. In the past, we've been planning our own vacation, and we asked, who's going to watch our animals in the community, she told Halton Hills Today. We figured since our people in the area must have reptiles, this must be something that they deal with too. The local youth personally cares for a corn snake named Percy, Leonard, who is a leopard gecko, a crested gecko named Ezra, and Prince, a ball python. Her interest started when some relatives moved to Europe and couldn't take their gecko with them. Her role as mother of the dragons has certainly made her an expert, but she's also well-versed in animals that she may not have personally encountered before. I'm constantly watching videos online on different species about their care and their tank setup, she explained. And while her father, Kevin Grutendorf, said he's not really sure they could provide a sitting service for every reptile out there, they can certainly help with the most common ones like geckos, bearded dragons, and snakes. They are also able to provide terrariums with tank decor, food, water, and lighting. The teenager will most likely be looking for pets, people's pets in her family home, but is open to making house calls if convenience and timing allows. She will be balancing this with demanding schedule of high school and her father being available to step in when she can.
And I believe that was it.
I'm gonna get your take on it first because you're the guest, Ken. What's your take on this, man? A 15-year-old says she will come to you, watch your animals, or if she can't do it, she's taking them into her house and she's providing a safe space for them where you're out of town. What is this good? Is this something that the hobby needs?
Yes, like wow, like the '80s single clap. Everybody join in because that's amazing. Everyone should be doing this. Like, come on, like clap your hands for that girl because that girl is amazing, amazing. Like we all need to do something like that to help this community and to show the world that these things are pets. These things are lovable. They have personalities. I mean, sure, you get the one that's head asshole that wants to bite you, but you get that sweetheart one too that don't ever want to bite you, that wants to come, sit there and chill with you. Like, yeah, I mean, that's amazing, amazing.
I think that this girl is on the right track, and who knows? I think that after high school, if she presented this right, this could turn around to be a fucking multi-million-dollar business.
Yeah, she could have
run it. She could
have a business in every state.
Eventually, she could run this so good to where she could have an employee, give them a van, they pull up, watch your animals, get paid, go to the next house. I mean, this could potentially be a multi-million-dollar business because reptiles are everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like she would almost be, right out of college, you basically have a business, and if you're smart with it and you expand and get employees, you'd be making $1 million in a couple of years.
I mean, another direction I could see this going is saying, you do get this rolling and you go into this house and you see something that you could solve for a person. Say their humidity's not exactly right, and you figured it out why they was gone. You could teach these people better husbandry. I mean, you're seeing it. You're seeing their animals. You see their problems. You could teach them how to solve it.
I agree. What do you think, BPL?
It's a good idea. If we did that in every city, I mean, it would probably unite the reptile community more. Right.
I agree. Like you said, she does have the potential to go into somebody's house and say, you know what, this humidity is bad, or hey, this ball python might not do good on Aspen, or so many things that she could possibly help a newcomer, answer questions in person to say, let me teach you how to be a better keeper. So kudos to this young lady, man. I love seeing amazing shit like this in the hobby, man. How many of you got watching, BPL?
11. It keeps going up and down.
Awesome. We love all 11 of y'all.
All 11.
So, before we get into the next topic, though, I mean, most of you guys probably already are, but I did leave Ken's Instagram in the link or in the description with his YouTube. If you guys haven't already, please go over there, show him some love.
Thank you. All subs are appreciated.
Oh, yeah. Derek, you ready for the final story?
Last story, man. Give me your take on this. And give me your take on the last story, man. This is an amazing hour. We talked about the good, the bad, the ugly. I love lizards. I just bought a freaking monitor lizard. 30-foot prehistoric marine lizard unearthed in North Texas. 30-foot prehistoric marine lizard unearthed in North Texas. The discovery of a dinosaur skeleton about 80 miles northwest of Dallas shed lights on what our area was like 80 million years ago. Dr. Ron Towski, director and curator of paleontology at the Perrott Museum, helped direct the dig just a couple weeks ago. The discovery of a dinosaur skeleton about 80 miles northeast of Dallas is setting... Oh, we already read that. Dr. Ron Towski with the Perrott Museum of Nature and Science helped direct the dig near the North Sulphur River in Finding County a couple weeks ago with the amateur fossil finder. What was found there was something called a mosasaur. In this case, about a 30-foot long marine lizard that swam through our area around 80 million years ago, he said. Towski said these types of fossils are somewhat common in the area, and there's already a mosasaur on display at the museum. But this is a new one. It adds to the count of number of these specimens that we have in our area. And everything that we find, every new fossil, the piece of the fossil that the amateur finds tells us a little bit more about the life and times and the death of these animals, he said.
So here's a quick photo.
30-foot long marine lizard. 30 foot.
So that's what it looks like. So everyone can get a image of what it looks like.
The fossils clearly suggest the area was underwater at the time. At the time this animal was alive, where you and I were sitting right now would have been under hundreds of feet of water. It would have been beautiful, warm, almost tropical oceans of seas filled with fish and reptiles and clams and oysters and sea life and things like that, Tysky said. It was a wonderful place to live if you were a big, hungry, predatory reptile. The team spent about 3 weeks on the dig and pulled off some very large sections of the skeleton, including most of the skull. Some pieces weighed more than 100 pounds. There are still some pieces that need to be unearthed once the teams get the necessary equipment and the heat subsides. We're trying to go back on and see what else we can find that still might be buried there after things cool down a bit, Tysky said. The Parrot Museum will host an event with more information about the dig, the Mosasaurus, Thursday from 6 to 10 p.m. For more information, visit this website. Like, give me your opinion on this. 30-foot marine lizard found. I can't even imagine. 30 foot.
That just goes to show how much the common person really knows about our past here. What was here 80 million years ago? I mean, there was 100-foot snakes. You know what I mean? Could you imagine a Titan boa?
I could.
I mean, that's massive. That is one killing machine there, I'll tell you.
Ken, do you understand if I was outside, let me say if I'm on a boat somewhere and I see this sucker swim by, I'd shit a brick.
Yeah, as long as your boat. This thing's long as your boat.
It's probably longer than about 30 foot.
If you got a big boat. If you got a small boat, you're screwed.
Hell no, I'd be like, let's play. Yeah.
30 foot. That's
about belly. Shit. I would have played with that thing. We would have been best friends. We would have hunted other fucking dinosaurs.
BPL will do anything. He wants to pet cobras, kiss Rick Dixon's mouth, ride 30-foot marine lizards.
I mean, if you could tame them, that would be freaking awesome. I mean, hold on, riding a 30-foot lizard into the sea. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Ken, could you imagine the bite from like an African rock monitor?
I mean, I know monitors, like from what I see, they bite pretty hard.
Rock monitor. Now imagine that rock monitor is nothing compared to 30-foot marine lizard. Oh no!
Bites in half.
It's wild.
But let's just say this. Somehow you go back in time. This thing comes. It's hatched. You're there from birth and all this other stuff, and it becomes. It's your best friend, and this motherfucker could get you like unlimited whatever you want. Like
BPL. What about this? This is where being a man sucks, because back in those days of the dinosaurs, we were the hunters. The caveman, The woman, she at the house, she hungry. I'm hungry. Go, woman wants to eat. And now when she says that, it's your job to go find something. That lizard fish, that's a fish. You got to go hunt that. If I got to go hunt that, I'm faking sleep. I'm hungry, huh?
I fell off a cliff. I hit my head.
if my cave woman wife wanted me to go hunt that 30-foot lizard, I'm leaving and never coming back, because you don't love me. If you want me to go, hunt that, and I could die. You don't love me, so I'm going to another cave with another cave woman.
I kind of agree. She's sending you to your death, not that thing.
30 foot?
That is funny though, Iron Dog. That is funny because, dude, I honestly, I don't give a fuck, dude. I just fuck.
Well, man, awesome show, man. I'll let y'all take it away, man. Thanks for being the guest, Ken. This is the Reptile Love Show, man. If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, let's hear it.
I mean, you want to bring up the subject from last night and go further into that?
Ask Derek his opinion on this. Go ahead.
Okay, so
I'm very actually intrigued.
I've heard someone say, like somewhere I read an article, that there's a group of people out there that is saying recessive and codom animals are the same. It's just that they're taught to us differently.
Oh yeah, I don't know about all that more shit. I got a lot of friends, but I'm not a breeder. I don't know about all that more shit.
All right.
But you got to become.
But when you dive into it, you'll see they work the same.
BPO knows
a super form is like a visual form of the recessive.
Yeah.
And
right now you talking Spanish. La, 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 la.
See, Derek just understands there's a chocolate, Oreo, gumball.
Kid. I don't know about all that shit. If you ever watch my podcast, I never say double recessive. I never say traits. I don't know none of that shit.
Right.
When are you gonna start breeding?
I don't know, man. Soon. Well, I told you, when I move out of here, my house is too big. I mean, my house is too little.
You got it though, like before they get all crazy.
I got a lot of breeder friends, but I don't know about that shit. I might act like I do. I don't know that shit. Recessive and triple recessives and codoms and dormant doms. I don't know that shit.
Well, I mean, I get it. I do.
I got the
snakes. I get your side of it, BPL. I totally do. I mean, I agree with you, but like I said, there's still 10% of my brain that sticks to that because even what Justin was saying last night, you know, the heads just aren't visual. You know, it's still a gene, but it's not visual gene.
I want to break this down another time. I mean, we'll do it, of course, probably in the future, but like right now, in the moment, I want to say I'm better off at giving an answer than I was probably last night because Justin said I fucked up a few times. The difference between a recessive and a super. I don't care. Anyone in the chat, bring up a super, or Ken or Derek, just say any super, and I'll go from there. Just any super you want. Tell me what you want.
Blackhead.
Okay, super blackhead. So you take a super blackhead to any other snake, right? And that is even a dominant, a codom, whatever. Everything from that super will guarantee pass on a single gene, so meaning you will not hit a normal in your clutch, right? So meaning the super proves to be super because you won't hit a normal. But if you do a recessive to another recessive or of a different type, or even a codom or a dom, you will not see it visually. Unlike a super form where you will see it visually, whereas a recessive, it's het. It is not visual, but it is there in the genes.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. You don't need to know none of that shit. You get on Morph Market, if you pick a snake, it's going to tell you everything you need to know.
Use the calculator and you can figure it out.
It's going to tell you the codoms. It's going to tell you everything you need to know. So trying to memorize all that shit is hogwash.
Oh, well,
that's what Morph Market.
I don't think it's hogwash. I think it's very important for
I'm just giving you
a breeder to know what he's doing. I mean, to know about these genes and how they work.
I agree, but I'm not a breeder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A breeder. Now, for this common Joe Schmo that just maybe wants a snake, you don't need to know anything about genetics until you really start breeding it.
Well, you can't really say Derek's over there like common because this motherfucker's a rock star. Like, he hangs out with all the biggest dudes. We all know it. He's about to be on the new TV show coming up, you know. He's like, yo, Jay. And, you know, Jay's like, come on, Derek, get on the show. And Derek's like, nah, I'm good. And he's like, come on, now, get on the show. Watch it. It's going to happen.
You're silly.
Well, don't hate on a man for succeeding.
But
that's why I'm happy. I'm like, dude, I got to rock. Like, right. Fucking A, bro. Like,
I hope I'm the type of person that I hope everyone succeeds. I know that's impossible, but I want to see as many people as possible succeed.
I agree.
See, so when Derek was under 10,000, I was like, I ain't worried. I'm not gonna catch no 65,000 fucking subscribers. Like, there's no chance in hell. This motherfucker is a legend. I am not gonna become that person because social media really doesn't like me because
You're silly.
it's this.
Anyways, it's
I don't
all
know.
love.
I gained over 100 in the last week, little over a week. I've gained over 100, so I'm getting a little momentum. Not like that's a lot, but that's good for me.
Yeah. What's
All
up, Cat Eyes?
Get there, bro. Slowly but steady.
Yeah. Yep. I ain't worried about the numbers, but it is fun to see them go up.
You better know it. You better know it. I agree.
All right. Well, we're gonna end the show here. Derek, dude, you're a fucking legend. I don't care what you say. Fucking, you know all the big dogs. Ken, dude. You're a fucking cool person, dude. I can't wait to do more shit with you. It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
And
Excited.
everyone else that has watched, you guys fucking rock. You guys are all rock stars. Thank you so much. Peace the fuck out. Love you all. Got that shit.